I'll grab that. I always, it's great to see all the different generations up on the wall. I'm here with the beautiful Tess Byrne. I'm wondering now, for you, it would have been down in a beautiful 6 Mile Bridge. Was there a certain Christmas that knocked you out growing up that was a perfect present or just a particularly good Christmas?
Didn't get any.
Didn't get any?
We didn't get any. An apple and an orange.
Ah, wow. And
There was no presents then.
right? And this would have been in the 30s and into the 40s. Maybe?
Well, I'm 85 now,
Yeah.
so it was
1931. You know, you would have been.
Yeah. I was born in 1931.
Yeah.
So when we never got an apple and an orange, definitely.
Was it a big deal then, Christmas? You know, did it feel like it wasn't that great? Or was it you were delighted?
We just didn't do as much work.
Right, right.
And we always had the pudding and the turkey and the cake and everything.
Right. So that must have been a kind of
Yeah.
it was a happy time.
That was a celebration. But
Right.
like the cards hadn't even started out then.
Right.
All of them, like now, when Nan and Margaret were up working in Dublin, they started sending the card to Mum.
Okay.
I have Mum's last Christmas card she sent me.
Right, right.
We treasured them. We didn't throw them out.
Wow.
And you know that's where I get the hoarding of cards from.
Yeah.
A fucking
Yeah.
bags of cards.
But then you do get Christmases where you know have 100+ cards coming in the door, so it's certainly different to when you were
All
a
them
child.
boxes in them houses.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
then,
never saw a postman.
but then when it came to Christmas, was there a first Christmas when a present was given? Was there?
No, not at all. I can't.
So
I can't.
was it only when you kind of moved up here and you started having kids of your own that sort of came into being a tradition that you?
Maybe when I went to other people's houses that
Okay.
the kids got stuff if they were near Limerick.
Right,
Because I went into Limerick a good bit.
Okay.
And I never remember looking in shop windows at them.
And
Ray would be the only place I ever looked in shop windows.
you were never kind of was there a turning point where you felt conscious of the fact that you should get a present? Right.
There was nobody out bragging.
Okay, because I remember now my own childhood we always had wonderful Christmases and you get a bite or something that was amazing.
Yeah.
So that obviously it did become, as it is with all families really, Catholic, Irish and all that you got this traditional idea of a present. So I'm guessing for you it just really when you had your own kids it became that kind of a Christmas.
A big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, a big thing.
And now with 11 kids, that wouldn't have been like you were throwing, swimming pools and helicopters
but
at kids.
Even if you look at pictures of them when they were small, like Tess, Siobhan wasn't.
The youngest,
on the side when she had her bike out in the lane, and Martin and Eileen were coming down the lane, and she was over the moon with the bike.
Yeah. And I'm just amazed now with your own childhood. Obviously, you don't miss what you don't have, and you don't. It's not like you got a present one year and
you grew up in a society where there was. You knew everybody around you, but nobody had anything at Christmas. Halloween was more a
bigger
party
deal.
with us, yeah.
Okay. Well, and when it came to the Christmas day, obviously there was the dinner. Was there a traditional kind of
dinner? Yeah.
I don't know if there'd be music or how you sort of spend. How would you spend your evening? Would there be like a music gathering in a house, or was there just that you?
We had a gramophone.
Okay.
Gramophone.
Oh, nice. Right.
Dealing Murphy.
Lovely. But you played the fiddle. I don't know whether there was.
And they all played music.
Right.
All my relations played music, and the house would be full of them, and you'd be dancing in the houses. No halls.
Right.
But you went to houses, and you had to be in by 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to be home by 10.
Okay, so it wasn't
like
you
could go at 7, but you had to be home by 10.
Right, and would that be?
And you hadn't far to walk, like.
So a typical Christmas evening then would that be? Would that be something that would happen on a regular basis on Christmas Day, or?
And you'd be at home nearly over Christmas.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
And the organ and all that, and the church made it Christmas,
Right. And you don't really drink, so I don't know whether that was part of your own particular.
I never saw Christmas paper until I was what?
In your teens, maybe, or like late 10,
19, 20.
Wow. Yeah. Holy moly. Well, I don't know if some of that's very.
No, I have. That's why I hoard things, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's
I can't throw out Christmas paper. I have to fold it.
Some of that's very healthy, not to have any material kind of connection to it. Because the one thing we struggle with, I think, now is that the consumer sort of side of that people have a pressure to live up to another person's, level of toys and a level of
and
gifts.
I always like to have back things. I like to have 2 of everything. And 1 to keep before I get the next lot.
Right. Oh, that's good.
In case I don't get out next week.
Just be cautious, just always have
that was with the snow and stuff, you see.
Right,
you don't get out next week. Make sure you have a spare loaf or you have a spare.
Well, even for anybody, I think you don't have to be you don't have to be a fit athlete to struggle get up Blackberry Lane in the snow. It's,
I know.
It's not exactly easy. And you had good Christmas, I hope. Generally, when you were a kid, you would have got presents, I hope.
Oh, yeah, we got presents, Jay.
Nice. Well, that's it. I think it is.
That's a child to me.
Right.
We all got presents, Jay.
Yeah. And was there a favourite? Can you remember? Like I do remember getting a bike, and my younger brother and my younger sister Declan and Siobhan, the three of us got bikes one Christmas. And I remember the photograph. We still have it. I was just over the moon. I thought this is the coolest Christmas ever.
No,
I don't know if you had one of those.
Bikes. No, we never got. There was too many of us. There was
Right.
in my family too. We never
Ah.
got bikes or anything.
But was there a Christmas present?
Little dolls and games.
Ah, yeah. I just always think
Well,
that.
the shops start up as smart thing. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
The shops start up a smart thing. They let you pay off. You could
Course,
pick
sort
something
of
and pay it off during the year.
PAYE
and
kind of
then
stuff
it was
and-
there for you for Christmas, and you didn't.
Yeah.
And Mr. Brady was great at that.
Right.
He'd give you a list of what the toys to get, and he'd always show me the toys before he gave them out.
Brilliant. Oh,
Before
that
he put them out
works.
the window,
Right.
and I could pick them. He had the day that he brought me down, and I could pick what I wanted, and he'd put them upstairs.
So I'll finish by asking now, do you remember when was the first time you got a present? Were you an adult, I guess, before?
Oh, I was an adult.
Right. And was
Definitely.
it when you left home? I don't know, because it wasn't a big thing in the family that you grew up without the sort of, the major...
No, nobody got
So is it up here maybe? I don't know, when you moved to, that you just became your own family, it became a different kind of tradition that suddenly...
Well, the bigger sisters, Nan and Margaret, were working in Dublin.
Right.
And Catherine was working in Limerick, and they brought us things.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Alright.
not massive things, like,
Yeah,
They did.
just a gesture. It should be only a gesture
We
rather than...
wanted for anything. And Catherine worked in an office, and she used to bring us home the big ledgers.
Right.
And we used to be writing, pretending we were doing all sorts of things. But it used to take up hours. I see Tess down there now writing, and she'd be hours writing at the table and looking at it. And I just thought, that's what I used to love.
Well, she's
But
making a
the
very
ledger-
long list for Santa. She's
Our
still
mum
working on it.
played games with us.
All right.
Yeah,
That's nice.
we had Ludo and all them. We
All
had
right.
games, all right.
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah, and cards, of course, were always. There was card sessions at houses.
Yeah.
And you brought a cake, or you made scones, or you made something, and everybody went. And they had it out in the shed, the men playing cards, and the women were inside.
This is
the
down
girls,
in
like,
Clare, was
they
it?
all girls, huh?
All right, this is down in Clare, was it, or here?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Clare.
Ah,
Never
lovely.
here, no like that.
Right, that's lovely. So I would think now that generally speaking, though, you always enjoyed Christmas. It wasn't.
I did.
Yeah, like it wasn't like, oh, this is nonsense. I want a horse.
I enjoyed my childhood. I had a lot of work to do. The only thing I didn't like to go doing was walking in the fog to count the cattle. And
Okay.
I missed one night. And a neighbour came about a week later and told my father, one of your cattle's in my field for the last week.
Boom.
So I got
You'll
in.
never live that down. You'll never live that down. Oh, I'll tell you now. And you've always liked Christmas. I know big families are like our own and yours. Like it's a lovely feeling of. Yeah. I do think it's whatever about the material side of it, and hopefully people get a grip on that always. But it's really just about, this is just a time to switch it off and have a bit of fun together. And
Fun, yeah.
yeah.
There wasn't much money back to, at Christmases anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody had it, so it didn't bother you.
You didn't get a choice anyway. You wouldn't ask, if you're asked, you got one present.
Right.
Santa.
Well, there's that old thing that you should, with a child especially, just give them, like, would you like an apple or a banana? Don't say, what would you like to eat? Because then you're into a whole realm of having
we
to
all got the
talk.
same, so there was no argument, we
yeah.
all got, girls
And it
got
was very
one.
hard to get bananas and oranges then.
Right. So that would have been a treat in its way.
that was
So
a treat.
yeah.
Nan used to get them in Dublin when they first
Yeah.
came in. And I was eating the orange like I'd eat an apple, and they got a great laugh out of that. The bananas were brought from my brother Pat.
Right.
We'd only one boy, and he got the bananas.
Ah,
Oh, there you go now.
spoiled little brat.
And she
Spoiled
used
brat.
to get the train down from Dublin, and she had to walk from Sixmile Bridge about 4 miles.
Who did this? Sorry.
Nan,
Okay.
and Helen's mum,
Right.
and she'd walk from Sixmile Bridge out to us. We used to be usually saying the road to go to bed when she'd come.
Wow.
On Saturday night when she was finished work in Dublin, and she came down, and then she went back on Sunday evening.
Wow. That's a trek, isn't it?
Yeah, she
That's
was
how
great. She was
There'll be a
great.
bit of fitness involved in that, Well, listen, I wish you both a very happy Christmas, and I hope you finally get that helicopter you've been looking for every Christmas. Yeah. They can afford that for a helicopter. It's the wrapping paper they can't afford now. It's just too expensive.
I'm looking for a motorbike.
There we go. We'll have to get that.